My 7 biggest retirement mistakes. Oh, I've made more than that, believe me. But these are the 7 biggest. Number 1, listening to financial advisors saying that you need $1 million to retire. About 8, 9, 10 years ago, I was listening to that stuff. I got discouraged. I was like, I'm never going to have $1 million retired, man. I'm not going to retire until I'm 70. No. I retired on, as most of you people know, a little over $500,000, a little over a year and a half ago. I'm doing fine. Living in a great place. Look behind me. Beautiful. But I wasted time by being discouraged by this advice that you need at least $1 million plus. You do not need that, guys. I'm getting by fine. I got discouraged. I didn't save as much as I should have about 8, 9, 10 years ago because I'm like, what's the point, man? I'm not going to retire early. I'm going to be here till I'm 70, 65. Wasted a long time in doing that, guys. Long time. That was number 1. Number 2, I wasted time and money when I first started investing when I was 40 for about 2 or 3 years because I was picking my own stocks. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasted time and money by chasing stocks. I would go in there every 2 weeks, every month and go, hey, look at this company, man. They're kicking butt. I'm taking 70% of my money and throwing it in there. Dumb. I must have wasted about $40,000, $50,000 and at least a couple of years of just chasing back and forth. Guys, if you don't really understand the stock market, or if you're not really informed about the companies you want to put stocks on, don't do it on your own. Listen to me. I wasted 2, 3 years and I would probably be $40,000, $50,000 at least better now in my retirement savings if I didn't. I put my money into retirement date target funds because they know what they're doing. Based on your age, that's how much they allocate to stocks and bonds. I was dumb. I was stupid. I was overconfident. I got an MBA. I'm like, hey, I understand this stuff, man. I can boom, boom, boom. Dumb. Don't do it. Anyway, if you guys are interested in this channel, we talk about a lot of stuff like this. I retired with just a little over $500,000 about a year and a half ago. And this channel is for people with moderate income. And we're tossing strategies back and forth on how we can live in this economy on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing. And if you like this video, please like it as well. Number 3, when I retired, I gave my notice way too late. Now, I had worked in this company about 3, 4 years. Okay, good enough time, not 20 years, but definitely not 6 months. I had established myself there. I wasn't a CEO, I wasn't a vice president, I was a manager / analyst, okay? I only gave them 2 months though. I think that created a lot of hard feelings. I should have given them at least 3, 4 months to just kind of work into replacing me, my position. Again, it wasn't this highly important position, but I had been there long enough that I knew some things and I had a bunch of, the business that I was working on. I think I created a lot of hard feelings. Now, as some of you know in my previous videos, I've talked about, when you leave work, you'll find out who your real friends are because the vast majority of those you work with won't stay in contact. I think I exacerbated that by not giving enough retirement notice. So definitely, guys, if you've been there a couple months, yeah, all right. Maybe not, you don't need 3, 4 months, but definitely give them enough notice before you leave, so you don't create not lifelong enemies, but hard feelings. That was a mistake, a big mistake. Number 4, the big 4. I didn't research properly the area that I was going to retire and how I was going to retire. I figured initially, okay, I'll buy a nice piece of land for $10,000. I'll bring up some water, some electricity and stuff, if I have to. Plop a tiny home down there and I'll be good to go. No. I vastly underestimated the cost of that. Instead of like what I thought would be $20,000, $30,000, because I just didn't research deeply enough, it was going to be more like $100,000 to put all that, bring the utilities up to where I wanted. And also zoning. In the area I was going to purchase this piece of land at a very cheap price, you could live in a trailer while your home was being built. Okay? They wouldn't even allow tiny houses, which I initially thought they would. I didn't research it enough. Guys, if you're gonna go, to your retirement place, your home, put the time and research into it, or you're gonna be severely disappointed. Luckily, I got this place after the fact. But my initial delve into retirement living, I just wasn't thinking. Number 5, about 8-9 years before I retired, I had this beautiful house up in Mount Washington area of Los Angeles. I decided to sell that house because it was it was about 85 years old, but it was on the hillside. So it had retaining walls holding up the backyard, which were starting to go boo. Okay, I was getting paranoid. I had someone come out and check it out, a structural engineer. He said, this is going to cost you about $75,000 to $100,000 to replace all these walls. I'm like, I can take that money I'm going to do for that and put it into retirement. I sold the house, okay? Fast forward to now. What I sold for $450,000 is now going for about $850,000 or $900,000. The retaining walls are fine. I overreacted to my paranoia at these older retaining walls. Now, was it a mistake in hindsight? Yes. At the time, I don't know, but we're talking a difference of what? $400,000 that could be set into my bank. I just rented after I sold that until I retired. That was a huge mistake for me. In hindsight, at the time, it did give me increased peace of mind because I wouldn't have to worry about waking up at like 2 in the morning in my house backyard and my walls falling on me and the hillside falling on me and suffocating me in my bed. But yes, it was a mistake. Number 6, I started saving way too late, as I mentioned in videos before. I started saving when I was 40. I should have started when I was 20, or let's say mid-20s, early 20s. I would have been so much better off. Huge mistake. So if any of you are 20s and 30s, which some of my subscribers are, and I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, save now. Save now as much as you can, okay? If you save a lot early, that's just compounding. Compounding works its magic. After 10 years, you'll see it. Maybe not after 5, after 10, especially after 20 years, you'll see that compounding magic. If you save, let's say from 20 to 30 and then never save again, you're so much better off than someone who started like I did at 40 years old saving. Because compounding took over, but it didn't have as much time to just start rolling. So guys, save as early as possible. Don't make the mistake I did. And the last one. Now this is something that it definitely was a mistake. I couldn't have predicted it though. I retired 3 months before the market went boom, and sequence of returns risk just knocked me upside the head. Boom. And then boom again. Now, could I have predicted that? No. Things were going great until 3-4 months after I retired. Then it went south quick. But even though I couldn't have foreseen it, that was a huge mistake. Because if I would have seen that coming, I would have stayed, at my job for another year or two, because it's really set me back. Now, am I still doing okay? Sure, I'm doing fine. We have different strategies that we know on this channel of how to go against that, Make your money work for you. Put it into T-bills. Put it into I-bonds. But yeah, looking back, hey, I couldn't have predicted it, but it was a big mistake. So anyway, those are my 7 biggest mistakes in retirement and pre-retirement leading up to the decision of retiring. But guys, just know, as we always know on this channel, as long as we know the good advice that we get, as long as we filter through the bad advice, we will always get this.